work. Second, I will give an example of how this process works using my own personal example. And then I will share my thoughts with you. I have been in a relationship for 19 years that recently just ended, so I feel like I have the knowledge to explain this concept to you because I have been from the beginning of this stage clear to the end of this stage. First, let me help you understand it more. This is the stages of relational development. Mark Knapp created this. There are 10 total stages in this model. Now, he had just the coming together and the coming apart phase. Other researchers believe that there should be this relational maintenance that kind of has a little bit of both in the middle. Now, this first phase has got initiating, experimenting, and intensifying. Now, I believe that this is like the honeymoon phase of a relationship, when you just met someone and you're wanting to get to know them and see if it's something you would like to further pursue, and they can't really do any wrong and neither can you, and honeymoon, everything's just great. Now the next part is relational maintenance. Now notice, bonding and integrating are a little bit of both. Now this is when you're coming to where it's an us thing. It's not he and I anymore, but it's an us. And you're doing more couple things, and people are sending you maybe like mail that's addressed to both of you. You're bonding, you're becoming more of a one instead of the two of you. Now on this other side, there's differentiating and circumscribing. Now that's as well part of the maintenance and part of now coming apart. Now these are just the opposite of these. The differentiating is where it's becoming back more to where it's an I statement instead of a we statement. You might be spending less time together. That's going to affect your relationship. You need to get it back over into this side before it gets further down into the coming apart phase, which is stagnating, avoiding, and terminating. Now, stagnating is when the relationship just gets to the point where it's not moving forward or back, it's just stuck. Then if it stays there for too long, it just gets to the point where you avoid the whole situation. You could be avoiding the person or just dealing with the situation. And then you have to decide, am I okay to live this way? Or do I want to, pull it back up in here and save my relationship? Or am I really to the point that I would be willing to terminate the relationship? So next, that's when I will tell you about my own personal experience going through this. My husband and I met, honeymoon stage, just like anybody else, doing all the, so to speak, milestone stages of a relationship, hitting all those markers and everything being great and wonderful. And then we got it here where we were to the differentiating. And that's when we hit the roadblocks. We couldn't get out of differentiating. It became he and I, or the kids and I and him. It was two separate things. And after years of trying to make it work, it just wasn't going to work anymore. And I couldn't live in the stagnant and the avoidance part any longer. So I had to choose to terminate the relationship after 19 years. It's been really hard. Lastly, the thing that this concept has taught me is that I need to be a better communicator. Communication is the key. Even though I feel like I was doing my part, the other person has to do their part as well. So I had to make my own choice. I can see perfectly, though, by looking at this model, how my relationship did flow right from here, right over to here. Now, most relationships will start here and can move about them. You might get here, but you can still get all the way back over here. That's possible. You both just have to work at it and communicate and want the same thing for your relationship. In conclusion, the stages of relational development are 10 stages that every relationship will go through. Every relationship, whether it's romantic, friends, whatever, all relationship will go through these stages at some point. Just remember that communication is the key. That's what I really took away from this. Be aware that what stage you're in, and always try to maintain this relational maintenance. Everybody goes through them all. No relationship is perfect, but you can always pull it back up over here, and sometimes you can even get it back over here and feel how you did in the very beginning. I hope I was able to teach you more about this concept. Thank you for listening.